All right, guys. So I made a video recently about um, how to sort of optimize and be most efficient and learn the most stuff online, through courses, through books, through other internet content and forums and stuff. And this video kind of supplements that because I get there's a question I see all the time, and I face this problem myself. And it is okay. So I've learned I know what data types are now. I know how to declare variables. I know what if statements are and while loops are, and I learned like the actual language stuff now. It's like, but I don't know what to do with it. How do I turn all that into actually making a real world application and doing what I want? Because it's sort of like learning the English language. Just because you learn the English language doesn't make you a lawyer in the United States or in England or something. Just because you know the English language doesn't mean that you are now an architect. Well, learning programming is the same way. Just because you know JavaScript or C# or C++, that doesn't make you a developer really, because a developer is someone who takes the language and now builds with it. So because programming is a similar way, people often find themselves in this kind of rut where it's like, okay, they've learned the basics of the language or even more advanced concepts of the language. And now they're like, okay, how do I actually make applications? So I'm going to tell you how to do that really quick. All you do is go to YouTube and type in something like C# application, hit search, and you're going to see here immediately. By the way, you can type in anything. You can say Ruby application examples or Ruby application tutorials or Python or PHP or JavaScript or whatever you want. I use C# because it's the first language that I learned, and it's my favorite language. Well, it's the first language I learned thoroughly, but it's my favorite programming language, and it's just something that I can relate to. So you can see here, you instantly get all these videos like creating a C# application from idea to finished product. It's 2 hours long. You'll want to make sure that you watch it in high def because you want to you're basically being walked through an application start to finish. So it's going to show you how you use classes when building an actual application. It's going to show you how you use variables, how you use if statements, how you use while loops and all that stuff, how you use for loops, and how you actually take that and turn that into something like this video is for a shopping cart system for like a storefront. And this video down here is how to make a calculator, how to make a WhatsApp messenger. That's cool. Then you're going to be able to learn how to use like APIs and libraries, which is basically just it's reusing other people's code. So, because there's two parts to learning programming. You actually learn the basics of the language, the logic part, which is like I was saying, like the if statements, how you do while loops, how you do for loops, for each, how you iterate through stuff, how you use classes, structs, how you use functions. But then after you know that, it's not really useful until you actually learn libraries and APIs, and that basically tells you, it's like, okay, I know the language. Now what can I do with it? Well, that's what APIs and libraries allow you to do. They allow you to actually start using what you know. It's like, see, like this WhatsApp Messenger video, it's gonna show you how to actually, like WhatsApp, the organization that makes the WhatsApp Messenger. If you Google it, right here, I just Googled Google, real good. If you go on here, this is an actual real world application, and they have an application programming interface or an API. So you're going to learn how to use how their system works in your application. So now not only are you going to know C#, you're going to know how to use C# to interface with WhatsApp. And this is what starts to make you a developer, because now let's say Joe Schmo startup is, they need to hire whatever they're doing requires the use of a messaging service or WhatsApp or something like that. Now they need a developer who knows and has worked with WhatsApp API. Now you have. So that is a kind of a little tangent there as to how that could actually help you get a job. I mean, that's really simplified, but eventually, as a programmer, you're going to be working with a bunch of these different libraries and APIs, and you're going to build up a big sort of experience level with all of them, and that can make you a hireable developer. So anyway, back to the subject though. Check this out. There's more. Send SMS messages, create a page web application, create login window, work with a database. So now you're past just learning the language, and you're actually being walked through how to do all these things with the language. And that is how you start actually making applications. That's it. That's what bridges the gap. And this is just on YouTube, and this is just with one example, and there's tons. I mean, just this right here probably would take you over 4 hours to get through, because the thing is when you're watching these kind of videos, you're going to have to pause them a lot, and you're going to have to basically catch up. You're going to have to, because it's a walkthrough. So you're going to pause them a lot, and you're going to copy down the code and basically copy and mimic what they're doing. And after you've done several of these, you're going to start seeing how programmers do things, and then you're going to start being able to get creative. And that's when your creative side is going to start taking over. But don't sell yourself short. It's going to take a little while. A 2-hour video could easily take 4 more hours to actually implement, because, as I said, you're going to have to stop and code and go back, and depending on your time budget, it may actually take you a week or two, if you're not able to dedicate much time to it. But anyway, I think I made my point here with YouTube. Like this guy here, his name is Barnacules Nerdgasm. He actually walks you through, he's an ex-Microsoft employee, and he walks you through how to actually make system diagnostic tools and work with that Windows library and the Windows API, which is really useful stuff. See a chat application. Anyway, there's pages and pages of stuff. So, and you can do the same thing with JavaScript. See, JavaScript application. I call these walkthroughs. I don't know if that's what they're actually called, but if you just type like your programming language and application, or application example, or maybe even tutorial, you're going to get things where, like, see, building a weather app using JavaScript, exam application programming tutorial, JavaScript, making very simple desktop apps with JavaScript. See, so you just get on these videos, and if one doesn't work for you, just go to the next one. Find one that works for you, and then check that person's channel for other videos, because obviously, like, that person's teaching style works well for you. So that's YouTube. Now, you can do the same thing on Udemy. It can be a little bit more tricky, but I'll show you how to do that real quick. Again, you can do this on Pluralsight, Coursera, Udemy. There's other sites like Treehouse and stuff, which I've never been on, but I don't work for Udemy, but I've used Udemy extensively, which is the reason why I use them in my example. Plus, they are a great website with very budget-friendly courses, and they give you a 30-day guarantee and all this stuff. So anyway, if you're going to go to Udemy, when you get to a course page like this one here, I'll teach you a little trick. Look at each section and go to the bottom of it, or first look at what it's called, and then go to the bottom of it, and you'll see how some will say exercise. This is good. This means that the course is not only going to teach you stuff, but after every single section of learning, it's going to say, okay, now that you know this stuff, or we've taught you this stuff, now you need to go do it. You need to go apply it. And that's really, really important. And that's what's going to help you, because you're going to actually be seeing how what you learn actually is used in a real-world application setting. And this guy, Mosh, he always does that. So at every single section, he's going to have an exercise and then a solution. And a lot of times they'll give you course materials, like, see how it says cheat sheet, exercise hints, and then for the solution, they'll link you to like a GitHub page or something where you can actually compare what you did against what the instructor did, and you can see like sort of the right way to do it or how he recommends doing it. And so that's a kind of a good trick because not all of these courses really explain well that they're going to do that. So scroll to each section and see if there's like an exercise for each one. And if there is, then there's a safe bet that that is what is going to be going on, that they're actually going to have to be walking you through building something. Another thing that will happen is like, I know there's one for C# too called like YouTube C#. I'll show you another example. Some courses are actually built around making an application. So let me see here. So you build a YouTube downloader with C#. So this course is not just teaching you C#, it's actually just using C#, and it's going to walk you through building an actual application that will download YouTube videos. So that way you can download this video and keep it forever. But anyway, so I'm on the page here, the introduction, what we will be building. So you can watch this preview and you can see, okay, is this something I want to do? And, you know, do I understand this guy? And then you can see the whole curriculum here. See, designing the user interface, using free C# libraries. So again, you're going to learn more libraries and APIs, and it's just going to keep adding more and more to your knowledge base. And then you can eventually, like, it's going to make you a good programmer because now you know how to interact with YouTube. Now you know how to interact with Google Maps. Now you know how to, you know, use GitHub. And these are all things that are, it's starting to put you in the hireable realm where it's like they're going to, you know, people when they hire a developer, they don't just say, I need a software developer or I need a programmer. You know what I mean? They don't just say, I need a C# programmer. What they're going to do is look at the job listings. They're going to actually list on there, we need someone that has X amount of years of experience with this API, you know, with working with geolocation or with ASP.NET MVC. It goes above and beyond just knowing the language. And that's really important. And that's the benefit you'll get from doing these types of courses and tutorials versus just doing, you know, basic language, only just learning the language and not being able to do anything with it. There's other things on here too. Another thing I think you could probably do is just look up like learn Java with hands-on examples. See, you can just look for these keywords like examples, application, real world. Use these things and see in this course here. Let's see what it says. You'd be able to complete this course in no time and in the most proficient and effective way. Hands-on exam. Okay, so let's just scroll down here and see the curriculum. What is Java? Setting up the environment, getting started. So this is just basic stuff. Conditional if statements, errors in Java, setting basics, inheritance concepts, projects. So down here he has exercises. So I'm guessing here he's going to actually refer to these, and he's going to have you build whatever these Eclipse projects are, command line projects, and stuff like that. This actually doesn't look like it's the best example. Let me look for, so obviously you have to do some hunting here, and I'm kind of running through this quickly because I'm video recording, but I'm trying to find, let's see, C#, let's see, build applications or something like this. See, let's make a database app with Entity Framework. So this is actually going to walk you through making a database application with Entity Framework in C#. So the reason why this is good is because now that you know C# or Java or C++, it's like now you want to make an application. Like, let's say you want to make like something that manages a pizza restaurant or something. Well, if you want to actually like, if you want to do something such as like storing the inventory of the pizza restaurant and or looking at like the trends of how many pizzas are selling and stuff like that, you're going to need to interface with a database to do that, to store the data. And now it's like, okay, crap, I know C sharp, but I've never worked with a database. I have no idea how to actually hook up to a database. Well, see, this course here will actually show you and walk you through how to do that. And while just doing like 1 2.5 hour course is not going to make you a master, it's going to show you one way of doing it. And then you can get on YouTube and you can, for free, figure the rest of the stuff out, or get a good head start and then do another course. And you can start looking more in depth. But it's important to actually, start using these things and making real world applications, which is what these types of courses do. See, once again, there's the build a YouTube downloader. Trying to see if there's anything else here that would be the C sharp programming, a practical applications approach. So let's see what this does here. See, two-dimensional array applications. So he's probably giving examples in this course on how every single one of these things can be used. And that is also good. See, creating an Etch-a-Sketch program. So he's teaching you things, and then he's actually having you do things, build applications with them. And now what's cool about that is you get a bonus because now you have the knowledge, but you also have something cool that you can show your friends, and it just makes you feel good. Like it's like, most people they learn programming because they want to build stuff. Well, now it's like you actually have something that you've made, and you can add a little customization to it. You could put your own little spin on it. You might even be able to put it up on like the app store or whatever. You can show it to your friends. You can show it to your family. And I think most importantly is you can add it to your portfolio. I mean, you may think this is silly because it's just a simple little app that you made for learning purposes that you were walked through. But believe it or not, I've seen many, many times where people have actually gotten jobs from this stuff. Like they will make a portfolio website and they'll link to like 5 or 6 simple apps that they made, like for example from like Free Code Camp or something, and that's it. I mean, they'll go in for an interview and they'll show them the applications, and the people interviewing them might look through their code or something, and they're like, oh, we like how you code. You obviously know what you're doing. You fit well here. There's a good culture fit, so we're going to offer you a junior developer position. I've seen a lot of these types of stories on, if you go to Free Code Camp, forum.free code camp, check this out. I'll show you right now. Let me see if I can do a search for this real quick. Job, getting a developer job. See, if you go here, got my first job. There's a lot of first job. If you look for a first job on here, first, geez. first, first, first programming job, first. So see, I've read through a lot of these, and because they're popping up all the time. I mean, these are like 1 day ago, 2 day ago, 11, 12, 20 days ago, and these people haven't done anything crazy special. They've just made some simple applications, presented themselves well, and they're confident enough to actually start working. So the important part here is that doing these tutorials like I just showed you will not only give you the knowledge, but they'll give you actual products that you can put up on your GitHub or put on your portfolio that can actually help you get a job, either paid or free. Even like you can just be like, hey, let me make you a website, to expand my portfolio. These are other projects I've made. Check them out, and it just makes it a lot easier to kind of convince people to allow you to work with them. So That's that. You can even get really crafty with this, and you can even, like, for example, I don't know. I used to play video games all the time, and there used to be things called trainers and hacks, where it's kind of like Game Shark, where you could actually, like, let's say you had a old school shooting game, you could actually hack into the memory and give yourself unlimited ammo, unlimited health. Well, you can even, like, I actually found as an example. Let's see, C sharp. Let's see, game, video game trainer. They used to be called trainers. This actually just popped up. Like, I was watching another tutorial. See how to make a trainer in C sharp. So you can even look up specifics like that, like how to make something in this language, or something, language name tutorial, and like this guy actually walks you through how to make your own video game hacks for like shooting games and stuff, in C sharp. Obviously, I'm not condoning cheating and hacking in games, and when I think of this type of thing, I think of non-online games where it's not actually screwing with someone else; you're just doing it for fun. But that's really, the sky's the limit, and that's what I wanted to tell you guys, because I needed to answer this question that I hear all the time, and it's like, okay, I learned programming, but I can't bridge the gap into actually making real world applications. And the answer is you just go and start doing these walkthroughs and seeing and actually watching other programmers walk you through making applications. And then what happens is that your brain will start connecting all these dots, and it's like, okay, you've seen how to make a messenger. Now you've seen how to work with a database. Now you've seen how to make a nice looking design, and now you've seen how to do like a HTTP request and send data over the internet. So now you can incorporate either all or different aspects of each one of those skills, and that you learned into what you want. That's when you start getting creative. You say, okay, this is how this developer used math in this application, and this is how this developer and people use Google Maps in this application. So I'm going to make an application that uses math to calculate the distance between restaurants, and then plots them on Google Maps. So that's just a real simple example, but it's pretty natural. And if you really do have the mind for this stuff and enjoy it, it'll come natural to you. So that's it. That's what I recommend, and that's what's worked for me. So thanks for watching, and I hope this helps.